Energy is what fuels our civilization and our society. So that is using the earth, the sun, the wind, the water, as well as fossil fuels to generate electricity and fuel that makes our cars move and powers our phones and lights our rooms and heats our homes. One of the major causes of climate change is our burning of fossil fuels to power our cars and trucks and homes and all of this. The combustion or burning of fossil fuels accounts for about 75% of our greenhouse gases or 90% of carbon dioxide emissions. So we need to shift the sources of power so that we reduce the emissions that cause climate change. The costs of climate change are significant. We have to address those. But within that, we have to help people, those least able, make those adaptations. Radical climate action is essential, and it is impossible without diverse voices at the table. My name is Julie MacArthur. I'm a Canada Research Chair in Reimagining Capitalism, and I'm an Associate Professor in the School of Business. I'm really interested in studying something called energy democracy. So that's essentially how we get power. So power of what kind of electricity we produce, but also who controls the most important parts of our future. The essential focus of my research is how we empower people to participate and own energy infrastructure. So we build better places and spaces that are more inclusive and more regenerative. So making things better than they used to be. Energy transition is essentially switching from a fossil fuel powered world to one that's more powered by renewables. And it's around electrifying everything and making that electricity be powered by things that don't emit greenhouse gases. And so that means shifting from fossil fuel boilers in your home to heat pumps. That means shifting from driving your car to work to using an e-bike and getting to work that way. But we have to ask ourselves, who controls our lives and who benefits? Historically, we have a very narrow subset of the population making decisions for everyone. Typically, they're engineers, typically they're white, typically in Canada, they're male as well. And when we open that up, we get new ideas, we get new experiences about what's really needed in households. We need people, especially vulnerable people, at the center of this. They can't be afterthoughts once we've already built the infrastructure. So some of the most vulnerable citizens that we found in our research are those on low income, unsurprisingly. But in things like the heat dome that happened in BC, we found that it was largely elderly people, largely low-income women who are in social housing. These are the people that don't have the upfront cost to buy an EV or install heat pumps or increasingly air conditioning, right? Cooling. So you see this marginalization of people where the energy transition can actually deepen existing inequalities. We have huge data gaps here in Canada on what energy democracy looks like and the processes of it, particularly compared to our colleagues in Europe and the United States. Researchers like myself are stepping in to fill this research gap. So Canada is known as being an energy-producing nation. There's a lot of focus on fossil fuel development, particularly in Alberta in the tar sands, or large renewables projects in other parts of the country, including here in BC. What we have a huge gap in is looking at these community-based local projects. One of the pathways of research that I'm exploring is creating the first publicly available database, a resource on energy democracy across Canada. One of the ways that this new map of energy cooperatives can make an impact is by sharing with communities across the country who are looking to start these projects, where else they exist. The current map that we've developed looks at how they participate in power generation, like solar and wind farms, but also looks at how that they distribute power from a generator to households, or how they help people install heat pumps and energy efficiency into a whole wide range of activities across the country. This national network of community energy cooperatives could have a really powerful impact in Canada.